What's going on, everybody? This is Unbiased Opinionist back with another video. Today's topic I want to talk about is the Colorado shooting that occurred in 1999. And the suspects were Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, both teenagers, went inside and shot up to 13 victims, one being a teacher who bled to death. And I wanted to talk about my opinion as to what conspired as it did and what had unfolded in those timelines. I think it was like less than 2 hours, don't quote me on it. But basically their intention was to go inside of the school and basically at their own wish they were hoping that they could like blow down a whole school with the pipe bombs or homemade bombs that they had made at home, and they left sacks of those bombs in the cafeteria. Thankfully, most of them did not detonate, majority of them, so more lives were saved, even though we had lost 12 students and one teacher. So what I want to do is try to break down and understand why it had unfolded the way it did and what was going through the minds of the two suspects, the teenagers that had done the most unthinkable thing that anyone can do, even for their age. So basically, it kind of boils down to this. Everybody assumed that they were bullied, and their bullying had led to the events that they had pulled through of, trying to kill students. So it wasn't really that. At least that's what most of us had assumed. There was a research, I think, by detectives that concluded that it had nothing to do with bullying. That's why the suspect or the targets were random, and they were not, literally jocks or anybody popular in particular. In fact, they also had sacrificed some lives and let them free when they had the opportunity to kill if they pleased. So there was some kind of, humane thing inside of them, even though overall they were monsters for what they did. And I have done a lot of research on this, and by research, what I mean is I've watched a lot of documentaries and videos about this topic on YouTube, and I just wanted to share my opinion. So, I already had understood that Eric Harris was the lead role in what had encountered that day, and Dylan Klebold was just the puppet playing along at the hands of Eric Harris. So we could just say Eric Harris was the leader and Dylan was the follower. And what I can also say is that, yes, they were bullied, and they were, according to one of the students of theirs that had taken an interview for a documentary, he had also said that both of these students basically were the low of the lowest in popularity range at the high school. So even the most unpopular, they were worse than that, according to his own words. So I don't know if it was because they were sick and tired of being the losers and not getting their girlfriends, maybe not getting laid, who knows. I mean, yeah, I know I said that, but maybe that could be it too, I'm really being serious about this, So I think that they just got sick and tired of not being accepted, I guess, with the atmosphere of the high school. They felt that they were the outsiders and they didn't have anywhere to belong. But according to the documentaries, I've also seen that they had many friends too that had contributed to the documentary to talk about them. So it wasn't that they were friendless or they had no friends. They just weren't popular. And it felt like that because of that, they were mad at everybody, They were mad at the students at random. They were mad at the teachers. Their whole plan was to destroy the whole building. I think it was also said that, I think it was Eric or Dylan, one of the two. I guess they got the idea of this mass killing from watching videos of the past, like Timothy McVeigh of the 1995 Oklahoma bombing, and that's how they picked up the idea. And what I heard in the documentary was that one of them, I can't remember which one, was saying that, yeah, we can make this much more better than Timothy McVeigh. So they were like all bolstering, and they were like, yeah, we can do way better than what the destruction he had, succeeded in. So that's why they had probably planned to destroy the whole building of the school and take down as many people as they could. So, I don't know if there was a mix of being the outsiders plus the fact of motivation of being better than the last worst destruction or, terrorist attack in America, such as the Oklahoma bombing till 1999. So that's what it was probably one or the other or a mix of both. That was the origin to the cause of why they did what they did. It wasn't strictly about the bullying, as it had been confirmed. They were just trying to take down as many people as they could. But also I saw that there was some kind of humanity inside of them. I'm not saying that they're angels and they're innocent, but you could tell by the small little details that they were letting some people go because they knew them acquaintance wise. They knew them not as best friends, but they knew them. If they knew them, to a point where they're like not friends, but maybe like, they're becoming familiar with them, I can understand why they would have let them go in comparison to just killing a random stranger. I'm not saying that that's right, but you can tell for teenagers there was some kind of humane side to them where they allowed who they could have killed to be let free, So they have made maybe one or two sacrifices as far as I remember. One in the library that they let the boy go. And one, I think, yeah, outside of the school before it all went down. So, it's just like, the demon takes over the soul and acts out as a demon would do, without any conscious thought from the side of a sane human being that has understanding as it is wrong. It shouldn't have to happen. But they snapped because they didn't care anymore. The last thing Dylan Klebold did before he left the house, didn't even tell his mom that he loved her. He just left without a proper goodbye, because he knew that was going to be his end of the world for him. So you can tell from that example that he didn't care about his mom, didn't love her, but probably he loved her enough not to kill her either along the way. In comparison to Eric Harris, he actually made a footage videos, expressing that he loves his family, he loves them, and he's sorry for what he's gonna do, but he feels that he's destined to do it. But my other theory, in my opinion, why things went down the way they did, it was because they wanted to be popular and to be remembered for the rest of their lives, that they're going to go down in history for causing a mass school shooting. They wanted to be popular. They couldn't win that popularity by being the normal kids in high school with parties and proms and and girlfriends, and things like that. So because they didn't succeed from that perspective, they felt that the only way for them to be famous is to cause a mass shooting, kill as many people as they can, and kill themselves in the end of the process so they don't have to serve jail time. But I think it was in in the end of a documentary of, I think it was Zero Hour, they were saying that they were deciding how they wanted to kill themselves. Would it be just plain suicide, or kill, the police officers shooting their way out and getting hit by them? So they decided, obviously, that they wanted to kill themselves in the library. So, I mean, so basically, my opinion on this whole thing is that they were psychotic to have done what they did, but they were also, a little bit of them was also, you know, an understanding that they had respect for their acquaintances, that they let them go and sacrifice them, in comparison to the strangers, they just killed them at random. So they were kind of monsters with that 1% sanity inside of them. So they kind of knew what they were doing, and they just did it to be popular, in my honest opinion. They didn't do it because they were bullied. They did it because they wanted to be famous for the rest of their lives and go down in history where everyone will remember them. And unfortunate to say, looks like they have succeeded, because now we watch YouTube videos about them, and all the uploads that have been going on about them to this day are viewed every single day. In fact, I think I've even heard that they have some followers that they say that, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris are their heroes. Now I don't use two hands because I'm with one hand, I'm holding my phone to record this. So anyway, so there's my opinion about this topic, about this Colorado shooting. And I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about this, and tell me how you feel about it. I'm also, on a side note, I'm happy to see I got my very first subscriber. I'm still beginning at this, so hopefully I'll have more coming down the road. So I am uploading this for that one particular person for now, but hopefully more will follow along the way. Please rate, comment, and of course subscribe, and let me know what else videos I should make my opinions on in the future. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and check you guys out later. Go ahead and rate and comment and let me know what you guys think about Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold with the Colorado shooting, and what your opinion on that is and why. Until next time, this is a biased opinionist saying bye.